The Beautiful Princess from a Brothels is an ebook written by Williams Anthony. Introduction: If brothels open, then someone needs it. Hours, it thundered all over Evanor. No matter how stiff townswomen and townspeople grumbled, turning up their noses, like all metropolitan residents, a lot of wealthy people from all over the world came to look at such an outlandish attraction. See, so to speak, in every detail the beauty of Mil, the capital of the kingdom of Card. Yes, and the same prim townspeople dropped in if they had enough money. And I'll tell you, I needed a lot of money. In the Purple Rose they didn't offer any product. Here were the first beauties, skilled in love and fine arts, singing, dancing, playing musical instruments, divination. As soon as they appeared on the streets of the city on a day off, decent Miles ladies bit their lips, elbows and heads of husbands who dared to stare at such beauty. But where are they, the poor, up to our girls? All the same, mice are grey. Working in a brothel like the Purple Rose was the highest achievement for the representatives of the profession. The hostess of the establishment, Madame Cardamom, did not spare money for caring for her flower garden. I paid a lot, but there were few customers. Because not many people have enough money to spend the night in purple chambers, hugging a beautiful rose. And yet, the visitors to our establishment were different: sorcerers, lucky robbers, eminent knights, princes, demons in human form, merchants, necromancers and even kings. So, Georgette too, the ruler of our Cardski kingdom, looked twice. With great secrecy, of course. And both times he rolled up such noisy orgies that until the next evening I raked out his close associates from behind the sofas and shoved them into the carriages. Georgette II himself, according to the assurances of the girls, preferred to watch more and decorously retired by secret alleys back home, as soon as the sensual and ardent part grew into an outright drunken bacchanalia. I also did not complain about the work, only a little pay. On the other hand, how much did I need? With my hump and a crooked face, don't save a dowry, but no one will marry one thing. Yes, they won't even look at innocence. What's there? I lived in a closet behind the kitchen, ate what was left of the charmers, but left guests, and folded kopeck to kopeck like this, for entertainment. It can be said that Madame Cardamom well fulfilled a promise to my mother. She kept her daughters full and prosperous. Come to think of it, my sisters and I really didn't need anything. Ah yes. Where is it without explanation? I'm sorry, I'm completely chattering. Our mother, her name was Rose, was the most famous courtesan in all Evanor. Kings, powerful wizards were crowded into her favorites, and, they say, once, even despite our peculiar fame, a real dragon wooed. But she preferred independence and took the favor of all her admirers for granted, from which, oddly enough, they did not become less at all. Everyone was driven crazy by her delicate porcelain skin, smooth silk of wavy, wheat white hair and incredible purple eyes. The unusual color, of course, was not without reason. In addition to all her talents, my parent was also a skilled enchantress. So the rich of this world turned to her not only for quivering pleasure, but also for special amulets from the evil eye, poisons, a stray arrow in battle. But even from male impotence, mother knew her business. Whether she got bored alone or just it happened, but at some point she gave birth to my older sister Amaryllis, and then the middle Valerian. They say, and mostly they themselves, that Angeld the Black himself was their father, a famous pirate, about whom many heroic ballads have been composed. In particular, about why, for some reason, he suddenly disappeared after so many victories and incredible adventures. And a little later, our incredible mother gave birth to me, a grumbling monster, Lobelia Diabelia, or, as Amaryllis once aptly called me, Lobuelia. In fact, my name was simply Lobelia, but those who did not have the goal of offending or humiliating even more than Mother Nature did to me were simply called Libby. I was born with a crooked face, as if someone took it and pulled it from one side, which made the eyebrow crawl up in surprise. The eye was stretched to the point of narrowing, the nostril was twisted, and the mouth didn't close at all due to the upturned lip. Well, among other things, I had a hump, so solid that it was even with my head. Unlike her sisters, she is beautiful, in a word. The sisters hammered into my head for a very long time the idea that my mother had died. As soon as I was introduced to her after the birth, nothing more than the fruit of intercourse between her and a demon who had taken possession of some of her clients. But Madame Cardamom quickly stopped such rumors. In general, she was a fair aunt, in that which did not concern her direct benefit. In fact, after my birth, the famous Lilac Rose lived for another year, and for almost half a year after that she died from a serious magical illness unknown to healers. She bequeathed her luxurious apartments in the center of the mile overlooking the fountain square in the palace, as well as her savings and connections, to her friend Cardamom, who looked after her until her death. Her request was that this woman, if not a mother to her daughters, then provide a good education, lifelong shelter and food. It cannot be said that Madame Cardamom did not fulfill this promise, rather she fulfilled it in her own way. She created a brothel named after our mother, invested in its development and, I must say, did not leave us on the street. Things were going well for her, that's why we really did not bathe in luxury all our childhood, but we were full, dressed and laid in warm beds in the evenings. Realizing that the older ones grow up as beautiful beauties, she really invested in education. My sisters sang wonderfully, danced, seemed to speak 6 languages and also knew a lot of other things. As for me, I had a use for myself. I was taught things that were more useful for my appearance, and now I was an excellent seamstress, a famous cook and, what I did best, a wonderful cleaning lady. No, seriously. I can literally remove any stain from any surface and put the room in order so that even if you think of someone to feel its hidden corners in white gloves, they will find more dirt on their own hands than in the hidden corners I have cleaned. In general, I didn't particularly complain about life, but I didn't see any special meaning in it either. It was just, well, it was nice to wake up at dawn, feeling the very first caressing rays on the skin, breathing in the morning freshness. Bake cinnamon rolls with sugar and then hide one in an apron, so that later, still hot, you can use it in your little room or in the backyard garden, with aromatic tea and coffee. Of course, also taken furtively.